In my kids' games, treasure is a big part of D&D. Of course, action and adventure are key, but that payoff in gold and gems is the chef's kiss at the end of an adventure. They all want those sweet GPs, but when they collect a big pile of them, they really don't know what to do with them. In this video, I'm going to talk about some of the ways I've tried to give players some exciting options when they want to spend their hard-won loot, and to make shopping fun. That burning hole in your pocket is going to need to make your Say vs. Justin. Unless you're saving up for something like plate armor, there's not a lot on that standard D&D shopping list that characters won't be able to afford within a few levels. After those initial gear upgrades, gold kind of becomes useless for a while. Players might have dreams of saving up for their own ship or castle, but that's going to be a ways off. Also, in my games, I want magic items to be a reward for completing different quests, so I don't tend to have those video game style magic shops in town with powerful items the characters can save up for at each level. Though as I say that, I can see why they exist. On top of that, shopping in D&D, and in real life, really is only fun if you're the one doing the shopping. It's a bit of a stretch to make it an interesting part of a story, which is probably why there's very little shopping going on in The Hobbit or The Lord of the Rings. So, to give players a chance to spend their coin, but also streamline those shopping scenes, here's something I've been trying out recently. When characters want to go shopping, I set up a storefront using the town map and some cards. I start with a shop name, and this might be something that you and your players have come up with together as you fleshed out the map of the town they're adventuring in. I talk about this a bit more in my Magic of Map Making video up here. I want to have a memorable face for the shop, so next I pick a portrait card and a name for the shopkeeper. Sometimes it's kind of fun to hold up two cards and ask the players who they think looks most like the shopkeeper they had in mind, and then go with that. Often, I'll create a personality on the fly, just based on how the picture looks. But lately I've been using these Dungeon Craft NPC cards, which include a short background and some suggestions for the NPC's personality traits on the back. I'll add some links below. When characters do go shopping, I try to get them to go at the same time, so we can all have a scene together. As they enter the shop and banter a bit with the shopkeeper, I'll lay out a series of cards that are offered for sale. These are typically the less common items from the list of gear in the player's handbook. Common items, like weapons and armor or provisions, are typically handled off-screen. Players can just pay their gold and add them to their character sheets. If they're looking for something a little more unique, they can choose from the item cards that are laid out. It's not super realistic, but for item cards, I've been limiting the number of items each character can buy per visit, usually to 1 or 2 depending on the number of players. This limits the amount of time spent shopping and helps make sure everybody has a chance at finding something cool. I usually have a general store that has some less common but still non-magical items for sale. But I also like to include a curio shop. Like I said before, not a full-blown ye olde magic item shop, but maybe a shop that offers a few potions or odd items that might be enchanted, but are still not the rare items of myth and legend. An example would be the Rusty Cog, a shop run by Saxton Beholderman, the gnome inventor. He offers some concoctions and items that might be considered common back in his hometown. Most can likely only be used once, like potions or powders. Others might produce minor magical effects. But they're also his works in progress, his prototypes, which will probably work when you need them to, but in my games, when these items are used, the players roll a d20, and on a 1, they produce an unexpected result of some sort. To make bookkeeping easy, these experiments were typically all priced the same. In my game, they were available for 250 gold pieces each, which at mid-levels might let you buy one between adventures, or if not, give you something to save up for. To fill up the shop, I've been using common magic item cards from the Nord Games decks of potions and magic items, which I've mentioned before. In addition to buying things, in some of my games, I also give characters the opportunity to invest their gold. Maybe the local inn is looking a little run down, but with a couple hundred gold, the proprietor has some ideas for improvements that will surely start drawing in big crowds. Or maybe, if a character invests, they can start brainstorming some ideas of their own. Either way, the business then starts paying out between adventures, and offers other perks as well. A place to stay, a discount on goods, or maybe a constant source of rumors or information. Characters may eventually want to set up a base of operations. Maybe they don't start with that castle they've been dreaming about. Instead, offer them a deed to one of the fixer-uppers in town, something that they can grow and customize throughout the campaign. These options let the players feel more connected to the town they have a stake in, maybe even making it feel like a home. And of course, it's an excellent opportunity to introduce plot hooks for new adventures or side quests. What are your players excited to do with their treasure? How do you help them empty out their coin purses? Please leave a comment and smash the click thumb to continue the conversation.